Alright, what's going on, people? Uh, there's no jokes, no sound effects, no nothing. I mean, I literally just pulled this out. I'm gonna get this out of here real quick. Um, if you didn't see the retards video, he said Phil Spencer ruins every PS4 fanboy's hopes and dreams again. And he has no source, no links, vice versa, the norm. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm trying to make this short and sweet, even though I'm pretty sure it's not, because there's a lot to say when it comes to Microsoft. If that's the case, right, if any person's hopes and dreams had gotten destroyed this generation completely, I'm talking crashed and burned, it would be not PlayStation guys crap, it would be you Xbox fanboys. You see, I know you guys remember when this console wasn't even called Xbox One X. It was called Project Scorpio. When it was called Project Scorpio and it was first introduced and hyped up, Phil Spencer came on stage. He had that big ass smile, cocky ass smile on his face, and he said all games will be able to do 4K 60 uncompromised. Yeah. They even went on to say it's an uncompromised machine. So, with that being said, they were pushing the 4K market hard with that statement. What did Sony do? Well, they knew that the PS4, a lot of gamers on PlayStation, wanted a system that can be played on their 4K display. So they created the PS4 Pro. The PS4 Pro was never marketed, nor has it ever been marketed, nor was it ever even hinted at being a console like the Xbox One X that was a legit upgrade. No, all it was a mid-gen refresh for the 4K market. That's all it was. What does that mean? A mid-gen refresh. It was a system design that caters to both player bases on the 1080p displays and the 4K displays. This console can play your games, your console games that you currently have on a 4K display through the use of checkerboard rendering techniques and sparse rendering. With that being said, they were also able to make games look even better on the PS4 Pro due to HDR on 4K displays, which is higher than 1080p. Hence why Spider-Man looks better than it does when it's actually rendered at 1080p. But I digress. Now that we're here, we got the Xbox One X. Xbox One X comes out after Digital Foundry was flown out to Microsoft's camp to test Forza. It was running at 4K 60, right? And they said that. And you had the Xbox fanboys going wild, saying, yeah, all games are 4K 60. You got nothing. It doesn't matter if you got exclusives. We got 4K 60. What happened at E3 this year? Not only was it only one game that was legit 4K 60 announced. Actually, in fact, two games. I'll give you that. Two games that were 4K 60 announced. One being the one that we knew about, Forza, a racing game, which is not demanding. And then you have Super Lucky Tales, a Mario-like knockoff game. And that game isn't even running at a true 60 frames per second, like with no frame drops. That's suffering from frame rate drops. So, that being said, you mean to tell me that this console, and all this hype, right? After all this hype, and all these dudes saying 4K 60 uncompromised. This is Albert Pernello, by the way. He's a what is he, a CEO of Microsoft? He was one, or not CEO, but he was one of the workers of Microsoft. Or he's executive. I'm sorry, he was executive of Microsoft. But with them saying 4K 60 uncompromised, right? With them saying all this, you mean to tell me at E3 this year we only get two games that don't even look that demanding in terms of power? We only get two games that are 4K 60. Now we're getting indie games that are 4K 60. Who the hell asked for indie games to be 4K 60? Nobody asked for that. And the fact that you guys are using that in your narrative just shows how biased you were towards Sony in the beginning of the generation. You guys said that indie games were terrible. You said that indie games are for rice eaters. You said indie games are just pathetic and they have no use in gaming. Yet now you're hyping up indie games. Now you're saying indie games are the best. You're saying indie games are the best thing that's ever come to fruition. And yet, you still don't have nothing. Oh, God. Oh, God. What's more telling about the disaster of this console that you see here before you? What's more telling about the disaster that this console has come through is Phil Spencer himself. He came out on stage this year. He had that cocky smile on. He looked all happy. And then the moment he showed these games off, starting with Forza, with a high praise from Forza, and then going down to these indies and these timed exclusives and these non-exclusives, the moment the show went from those games and he saw the disinterest in the Xbox community, the real fans, the disinterest in the real fans reaction, he knew he fucked up. There isn't a single game on the Xbox One X that looks on par, nor does it look even interesting at this point. There is nothing on the Xbox One X. You can't tell me Cuphead is something to be excited for. It's not. Sea of Thieves, nothing to be excited for. Absolutely not. Halo, we've had Halo so many damn times. Last generation was the year of Halo and Gears. Those games had got milked so many damn times. Gears of War got milked so much in last generation, where a lot of people stopped caring about it. But it's here now, and look at it. Again, people are sick of it. There is nothing you have. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. Now you got 80 saying there's no power better than X, greater than X. And, in that retard's comment section. Yet, I saw Spider-Man, and Spider-Man outshined everything you've shown. That was shown on Microsoft's behalf. But there's no power greater than X. God of War looks more better and more interesting than what was shown on Microsoft's conference. Days Gone, which is a lot of people's most anticipated game for 2018. Looked better than what was shown on the Xbox One X. And I'm not even going to start with the fucking console seller, the console killer, the concert killer app of this generation, which started off as a new IP like all the other games on PlayStation from last generation. This game started off as a new IP and dethroned Uncharted in terms of being the best selling game on PlayStation and one of the most highest rated games of all time and most decorated games of all time, and it's brand new. The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 completely stomps anything that's on Microsoft. That's not me being a fanboy. That's me using not only me using the knowledge that I've gained from last generation and everything, but that's me using simple statistics and simple common sense. There is nothing beating that. Nothing. You have nothing that can beat that. Nothing. You got dudes talking about... This dude talks about the same thing. This dude right here. He hypes up the same thing every day. He'll say power. He'll say 4K assets. He'll say, oh, this is a game-changing feature. You read the article. Oh, it's the same thing he said last time. It's the same damn thing. Now, this makes you wonder, what are you going to do when the console comes out, right? And NPD comes out and you're seeing that nobody's really buying this console now. What are you going to do? And I'm going to tell you, it's going to sell well in the U.S. It's going to sell well in the U.S. It better sell well in the U.S. because I hope, in case you haven't noticed, you Xbox fanboys, Microsoft has put all their resources, all their stuff, everything they have to offer is on PC. They're future-proofed for the future. What does that mean by future-proof? If the Xbox brand does not pull through, if the Xbox brand continues to lose money, if the Xbox brand continues to not impress their shareholders, they're going to move it all to PC and become software only like they're doing Windows. Phil Spencer is going to become head of the software department of the Xbox, on PC. And everything else is going to become a software thing. That's what they're going to do. They're going to drop the hardware. You better buy this Xbox One X. Because I hate to break it to you, the last confirmed sales we got for the Xbox brand was 24 million units. Now, of course, it could be more than that. VG charts are pushing it more. So I would say 29, 30 million, right? Let's say 30 million to be generous. If you're at 30 million units and Sony is past 60 million, right? You better buy this console. You better prove that all this shit that you're saying was true. All this shit you're saying about, oh yeah, it's pretty obvious nobody's buying Xbox because they're waiting for the Scorpio. You better prove us wrong. You better prove that to be true. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't buy this console, if you don't support your purchase, you're going to look even more like a fraud. And this right here will forever be burned in people's memories anyway. Everybody remember this. Nobody's forgetting this 4K 60 uncompromised. Hell, you guys do it in our faces 24/7. You do it in PC guys' faces. You went to numerous games. Hell, one of you retards went to a damn GameStop and fucking talk shit to a GameStop employee saying, how can you say that because this console has 6 teraflops? This console's going to be everything to a GameStop employee. Why are you insulting a GameStop employee? The dude works a job. It's a shitty job at that. I worked at GameStop. It's a shitty job. It makes you look at gaming in a different way. It really does. It's not a good job. Paid shit. You're overworked and you're underpaid. It's a shitty job, but you're talking shit about this guy, right? At GameStop. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? You're parked outside in Best Buy seeing who's going to wait in line to buy an Xbox at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Right? You're twerking on camera because you knocked somebody out on an Xbox. You Xbox fanboys have taken the cake for the stupidity of this generation. And you forever will be labeled as the dumbass. This generation will be forever known as the generation that broke the Xbox. And there's just no denying that. It really isn't. But, with that being said, man, that's it. To make it short and sweet, you better buy this console. With all this hype, you better buy this console. And, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say, man. I know it's a long video, but I gotta get my point out there. All the hype for nothing, man. All this hype for nothing. No games to show for it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just you guys sitting in podcasts, you sitting in comment sections saying the same shit over and over. Not a single one of you are talking about games. And that right there is fucking sad. So you guys be good. I'll see you guys later. And yeah. That's it, man. My city needs me. Later.